Greetings everyone, this is Ronan Mac here. I'm back in the video making business. Been out for a while. Computer issues. I'll do an in real life to go into a bit more detail. But either way, situation resolved. Today's topic is going to be, obviously, Minecraft. What is it? What's all the hype about? Look at this, lousy graphics. Huh? Everything's blocks. But basically, you appear in a whole world with nothing but your bare hands. The story of Minecraft, depending on the circles you travel in, you may or may not have heard about it, but seems like it's all I've been hearing about lately, especially with the computer game related networking, message forums. A lot of people on YouTube are making Minecraft videos, so I figured I'd check it out. Started out uninspired, and now I think it's brilliant. Basically, Minecraft is this block world. You harvest resources like I just did that tree, and then you craft them into other things like wooden planks. I kind of went into this whole game cold. Just wanted to form my own opinions and figure stuff out myself. So I died a lot initially, till I got to my first actual game, where I survived the first night. Figured out how to make some basic tools and structures, like the crafting table there, and things like the axe I just made. Once you make some basic tools, harvesting resources becomes a little easier. You can build stockpiles and then basically create whatever you want in your own personal world. You can see the wood axe cuts through the lumber a little bit faster than pounding on it by hand. And as you find better materials, you can build even better tools, which make harvesting resources even easier. If you get into the game, you can see this is still a beta version, so it's not even a complete game yet, because basically this game was created by a Swedish gentleman, programmer, in his spare time, and it's basically the ultimate sandbox game because you can do whatever you want with it, and people have done some pretty incredible things. I've seen one gentleman that is building a replica, or a in-game life-size replica of the USS Enterprise. I've seen people build the Statue of Liberties and pyramids, all sorts of stuff. If you want to not die in your first day in game, you're going to need shelter. A lot of people like to burrow a little cave to make a shelter to start with. I'm not quite so savage. I like to have at least a cabin or something, so I don't feel too overly primitive to start with. But whichever way you go, you just want to have some sort of structure that's got 4 walls, a roof, and hopefully a door. So I'm just going to build a little wood hut to start with. It's pretty basic, first person controls, WSAD to move around. Hold down the left button to harvest resources, and click the right mouse button to place blocks like I'm doing now. Okay, I got a basic hut built. I'm going to need a little more wood. You can see for the most part, gravity isn't an issue with the blocks. I cut down the trees and the shrubs stay up there. If there's no lumber in the trees, that will deteriorate eventually. Make some more planks. And then I'm going to fashion a door. And basically, you got to put resources in different combinations in the crafting block. Most of it was trial and error for me up until I started acquiring of a lot of what's called redstone, and I had no clue what I was supposed to do with the redstone, and then I ended up finding out a whole bunch of new things that I didn't know how to make. Now my floor is finished. I got my crafting table, and another good thing to have initially is a storage chest, because if and when you do die, you're going to drop everything you had in your hands, so you're going to want to be able to make more tools, so it's always good to have a stockpile of supplies somewhere for when you respawn in. Those are pretty much the basic tools there. I think there's one I haven't got to play with snow before, so I'm going to go throw some snowballs. You can see basically outside you'll see cows, pigs, and chickens. They're non-aggressive, but you can kill them to obtain resources. And now I'm thinking, I didn't make a sword. So I'm going to quickly show you how to make a cheap, easy wooden sword, which essentially is a club, I think. Don't know how sharp you could make a wood sword. So now I've got a weapon and some basic tools. Once you get your hut established however you want your abode to be, then you get into the first part of Minecraft, which is mining. So basically you're going to want to dig down, create a mine, and start harvesting different sorts of resources. Now there's some stone. You can see I whack it with a shovel, it doesn't do much, but if I use my wooden pickaxe, I can harvest some blocks of stone. And if you're using a wood axe, there's a lot of stuff that you won't be able to break apart with it, so you'll need to upgrade it to a stone pickaxe, and then eventually you'll find iron and other stuff that you can make better tools out of. So if you slaughter a pig, you get pork chops. A source of food. Food basically replenishes your hearts. You can see the hearts down there on the bottom. As you get injured, they'll darken up, and then if you can find some food and eat it, you'll replenish your lost hearts there. So now that I've found some cobblestone, I'm going to make a stone sword, which is a little tougher than that wooden one, that I did have. So, and again, I don't need two swords, so I'm going to put that in my storage chest in case I should die. I will have at least some basic tools. You can hear the soft, gentle music playing. Generally that indicates either it's sunrise or sunset. So you can see the sun's going down there. It's going to get dark and the world's going to become a much more dangerous place. So you can see I've got the sheep there. You can get wool from sheep. Wool comes in handy. Once I get into my actual gameplay on part 2 here, I can show you some of the things that you can make with different resources. That leather hide, if you get enough hide collected, you can make pants, boots, helmets, armor vests and stuff that give you a little more protection. Some more pork chops. Chickens give you feathers. When you get pieces of flint and sticks, and you can make arrows if you have a bow. A little less threatening. Okay, you can see down there got 2 wild wolves, which apparently you can tame. I haven't done that yet. And then this little green cucumber guy there is what's known as a creeper, and they're a pain in the butt. They don't make any noise, so they can sneak right up on you, and then they tend to blow up like that. So if they're next to something that you've built, they can cause a lot of damage. If you manage to take them out before they explode, you can get gunpowder, which you can use to make your own explosives. So you can see it's quite dark out now, and that's when all these monsters start spawning. Creepers, skeletons, you'll see spiders and zombies, and they're all out for your blood. So ideally I would be cowering in my shelter, but I just wanted to show you how dangerous it is if you don't have shelter the first night. Basically you're gonna die like that. And when you respawn now, you'll always spawn at the same spot up until you build yourself a bed, preferably indoors somewhere. See, it's dangerous out there at night. Pretty dark in my little hut here, but see, I've got my storage chest, so I didn't lose everything. So that's the first night of Minecraft in a nutshell there. Not really too exciting, but once I get to part 2 of this little video, I'll show you what's going on in my actual gameplay world, and explain a little bit more of why this game really gets addicting, and you've got to manage your time wisely so you don't spend a exorbitant amount of hours playing it. But we'll see you all in part 2 of the Minecraft. What is it?